Ever since the invasion, we've not communicated with him. Of course, I remember very well, he was the very last person in the house, when the invasion took place. And what we know that happened is that either he was killed and taken away by the military, or that he's been kept somewhere by the same people. Obviously, somebody authorized the invasion of the house, which is Dan Mansali, which is the defense minister. Of course, he made that clear to the whole world, even when they denied, the invasion. So they are in a far more better position to tell us what happened to Nnamdi Kanu. Up until today, we've not seen him, so we want them to produce him dead or alive.
So you are 100% sure that he is with the military?
Of course, Nnamdi Kanu was in the house when they invaded the house, so it could have been that he's been killed, or they took him away somewhere. But up until today, we've not communicated with him. He has not spoken to anyone, and we're still making reasonable effort to communicate with him.
What will happen if the federal government will fail to produce your brother?
Then again, it's entirely up to the leadership of IPOB to take the rightful decision, sort of when due. So.
But you're part of the leadership now.
No, I am not.
Your advice?
Advice to who, please? the thing is that
it's your brother. It's also a family matter. So what do you think should be done if the government fails to produce?
Of course, there are laws in place. Of course, we'll pursue those lines and make sure that something legal is done until Nnamdi Kanu is produced dead or alive.
Apart from the legal issues, how do you feel personally at the moment? It's your brother, and your brother is missing. Nobody knows if he's dead or alive. How does it make you feel emotionally? Well,
of course it hurts. He's my senior brother, of course. It hurts so much, and he's my eldest brother. So for the fact that I've not spoken to him hurts. So, and doesn't mean I will relent, of course. The struggle is there. Come rain, come high water, it must be achieved. There was no order to arrest Nnamdi Kanu. The army invaded the house, killed people, and things like that. They won't keep on happening all the time. For how long do you want to keep on killing us? For what have we done wrong? We've never carried arms. We've never killed anyone. We never asked anyone to kill for us. So why killing us? What we are doing is agitation. Telling you we are done with the system. The system is against us. And what Nnamdi Kanu is doing is attacking conditions and policies. Nnamdi Kanu is not against anyone. He's not against any human being. So why have they come to kill him? Why have they taken him away? That's the questions we're asking.
So you say the aggression is only coming from one side, from the side of the federal government?
Of course, that's where it's coming from, because they don't want to dialogue, they don't want to sit down and find out what the problem is. So they think they can use the federal might, to kill us, to destroy us, to inflict pain on us, and believing that will work. No, we're not afraid of that. We will remain strong before our enemies and do whatever we can within the law to realize Biafra. Nobody can, it's an ideology, you can't stop it. You can't take it away from me. That's who I am. I will live and die as a Biafran. They should understand that.
Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. We still have Mr. Adetokunbo Pierce. He's a member of the PDP with us in the studios, and we're looking at quite a number of issues that have been springing up in the polity lately. Let's talk about the president's appointments up to this time, because there has been views on whether it is skewed to the north or it is against the south. And what do you make of it, though?
It is most obvious that the president has been very ethnocentric, but then he's not doing anything that is contrary to what he said he would do. He said with his own mouth that his main concern is for people who voted 97% for him, and he has made that obvious in his appointments. The very first 28 appointments he made, within a month or two after he got into office, 21 of them were from the north, 7 from northwest, 7 from northeast, 7 from north central, and only 4 from south-south, and only 3 from southwest, and 0 from southeast. That set the tone for his appointment structure.
But up to this time, it's 157 appointments, and the North, as being speculated in many platforms, is not actually having much more than the South.
Key appointments, key appointments. That was the first one, and that set the tone. And from then on, IPOB, MEND, all sorts of groups started sprouting up. I believe that for any action, there will be a reaction. The service chiefs, security chiefs, out of 14 that he appointed, 11 of them from the North. These are the key issues. We are looking at key areas of governance. And it is a shame that the president has given the impression that he's really a president of the North. He's not a president of Nigeria.
Oh no, because when he came out categorically on the day he was being sworn in, he said he's for everybody.
Oh
and he's
yeah,
for
I remember
nobody.
that very well.
So you cannot say that he's
I remember that very
a president
well,
for the North, but he's a president for Nigeria.
A week or two after that.
Is he a president for Nigeria? Is he your president?
No, he's not.
How can he not be? Are you not a Nigerian?
I am a Nigerian.
Then he must be your president.
Technically, he's the president of this country, but he's not my president. I'll tell you why.
The people of this country, voted Muhammadu Buhari as the president of Nigeria.
They made a mistake, and they know now. And you will see that right now, if there was a poll taken, president will get 10%. He has no support anywhere.
No, because that's your view. That's your view as PDP.
That's my view. Of course,
as the opposition, you always say that.
That's my
because
view.
They also said it when you were in power. So I can understand where you're coming from. But looking at the figures themselves, at the figures, what would you say? How would you interpret how much of an employment the president's appointments have gone the way of the southern part of the country?
Look,
surely it is much more than the North.
The only time that you have appointments, key appointments in the South, is when, as statutory requirements, he had to make the appointments, like the ministers. People point to the ministers and say, oh, Fashola from Lagos State has 3 ministries, big ministries. That is not an issue because...
You want more?
Oh, that itself is an anomaly. It shows the lack of understanding of administration. It shows a lack of value system on the part of the president. Go to any locality in Lagos, in Nigeria, and ask, how can one man have 3 key ministries? That is a recipe for failure. And who suffers this? The Nigerian people.
Are you saying that ministry is a failure?
Pardon?
Are you saying that ministry is a failure?
3 ministries by 1 man.
Is that a failure for you?
Virtually impossible to operate effectively.
Even though with the results that they're getting, better roads are being built, they're having electricity even has increased to about 7,100 megawatts of electricity, 7,001 megawatts of electricity. You didn't have that in the PDP, so why would you?
There were times
claim that?
In the Jonathan administration when we had that and more. Look, South Africa has 70 million people, 50,000 megawatts. Malaysia, 30 million people, 30,000 megawatts. Our objective should not be that, look, we are trying, and we have a D, and we have an E, and we have not failed yet. That's where we are now in this administration. It's not good enough, not good enough. But the president's appointments have been skewed to the North. No doubt about that. What he said in his presidential inauguration speech was contradicted by himself when he made a comment about 97% that voted for him. But let us leave words apart and look at action. Look at the key appointments in every sector. Whenever they are recruiting police, 70% from the North. Whenever they are going to the central bank, security, everywhere, everything is going to the North. That's why we're arguing now.
Do you have the proof?
We have to restructure. Oh,
from these figures that you are quoting now.
I just gave you some figures.
What's the source of your figures?
Do any research. The reason why nobody ever challenges...
What's the source of your
newspaper reports. We get it all from the newspaper. When I tell people that the president is against restructuring, they say, where did I get a report? Front page Punch newspaper.
Okay, let's take some
Front
questions.
page.
Let's take some questions from Maokwe in Abuja. Okay, I understand that we cannot get to Abuja at this moment, but I want to thank you so much indeed, Mr. Adetokunbo, Dr. Adetokunbo Pierce, for talking to us, a member of the PDP, on very, very disturbing and issues that are rising up in the country today. Many thanks indeed for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Let's get now to Abuja for more on this. Maokwe.